Now place your bets, people, on who you think is going to win between the Honor Magic 6 Pro and the Honor Magic 6 Pro in this extreme battery drain test. What do I mean by that? We're doing it with performance mode on versus off. Yes, let's get into it. You requested for it and now you're getting it. The Honor Magic 6 Pro performance mode on versus off in our extreme battery drain test on mobile data only. Now no, the main interest here was the fact that the Honor Magic 6 Pro benchmarks completely different when it comes to the performance mode being on and off. So we were just interested to see, by default it comes with it off, what's the difference when it comes to it being on, when it comes to the extreme battery drain test that we run in our conditions. And again, you see the results as you've seen with the Geekbench benchmark that we've got here, but also how we've set it up is pretty much the same screen resolution, same refresh rate, same brightness calibration, and at the time of this recording, the latest software that's available on the Honor Magic 6 Pro with the performance mode on. As the first one was done when the phone was first announced, this was just pre-embargo around the 25th of February. Now look, all of that out of the way, let's not waste much time. I really want to show you what happens. Let's get into it. Okay, performance mode on versus off extreme battery drain test on mobile data only with no Wi-Fi option on a Magic 6 Pro. You asked for it and I'm doing it. You thought I wasn't going to do it? Come on, man. I told you be patient. I've got you. I'm the one that's thrown down and doing all these variations of an extreme battery drain test, and this is one of them. The Honor Magic 6 Pro has been a big point of discussion of getting this done, and it's going to be an interesting one. And I know I say this all the time, but honestly, this has to probably be my most shocking and surprising one when it comes to it, because this generation of devices, man, there seems to be a lot of them that have come in with this performance profile where it's high performance on or off, or standard versus light. And yes, I'm covering all of them, so just be patient. If not live already, check the playlist for our extreme battery drain test where we've got that going down. Of course, let's stick the magnification on so we can see the battery draining and status in real time as we go. We're going to be obviously going through our popular applications that we do on our battery drain test. Starting things off with TikTok. You know how things are on TikTok. It's like the wicked Wild West when it comes to how videos are performing, posted and stuff. So if you want to see more vertical content related to what we produce here at Lover of Tech, definitely go follow us there at Lover of Tech BA for more short form, medium form and long form videos on TikTok with all things tech related. And in this particular situation, we're going to be looking and seeing where we are when it comes to the battery status as well as the temperature status between both these devices when it comes to performance mode being on and off. And after 1 hour of TikTok, the performance mode on is 94% battery, 35.5 degrees Celsius, minus 6% battery loss. And with performance mode off is 93% battery, 35.1 degrees Celsius, minus 7% battery lost. What's going on here? Okay, it's early days, people. TikTok is actually a bit reasonable. You know, it's not like Instagram where it's quite taxing. Let's move over to Instagram where we're going to do an hour of Instagram Reels, and it looks like Instagram just really hits battery hard as an app in general. So we might see things shift a bit more where the performance mode being off optimizes better and actually gives you better battery performance when it comes to this particular situation. And of course, after this, we're going to move over to the live stream. But now, you want to see more behind the scenes stuff, man? On Instagram, that's the place where we are. Definitely go follow us there, Lover of Tech _BA for more behind the scenes of what we're getting up to when it comes to content being posted. And when it comes to performance mode being off, 85% battery, 33.9 degrees Celsius, minus 8% battery loss. And we'll look at performance mode being on, 86% battery, temperature reading of 34.6 degrees Celsius, minus 8% battery loss. What does that tell you? They pretty much had the same run when it comes to the loss of battery and performance when looking at Instagram Reels for an hour. So there is pretty much no difference. It's just probably down to a margin of error at this stage. This is crazy. And then of course, what happens next is we're going to move over to what is arguably one of the most intensive parts of our extreme battery drain test, which is an hour of Instagram live streaming. And this is something I do in terms of co-collaborative live streaming with other content creators and their audience. And it's just a way for us to catch up, engage with our audience, answer questions. And trust me, I've done this consistently enough easily for an hour. Now, because it does it in full screen, what we want to do is actually do a half an hour reading just so we can see the battery in that sense of what we're working with. But again, we're gonna move past that and then pretty much get to the full 1 hour, just so this video isn't long and you're not there just scratching your head and whatnot. After 1 hour of Instagram live, here's where I'm thinking the performance mode being off is really gonna shine. Or was I wrong? Because it's 70% battery and then 41.8 degrees Celsius for the temperature, minus 16% battery loss on the performance mode being on. And with the performance mode being off, 71% battery, and we're going to be getting a temperature reading of 39.9 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss. Now, don't get me wrong, it's had a much more efficient run by 2%, but it's basically the same battery. In this margin of loss and comparison with the performance mode being off and on, 3 hours in, especially after Instagram live for an hour, it still feels like it's in a margin of error. Ooh, it doesn't really look like the performance mode being on or off makes a difference to how the Honor Magic 6 Pro behaves. That's a good thing, right? I guess. All right, let's move over to the next part, which is going to be an hour of YouTube video. And of course, this is our ultimate camera comparison. And this was with the S24 Ultra, Pixel 8 Pro, and iPhone 15 Pro Max when it first came out. And of course, this is being streamed 4G mobile data, and this is at 4K 60, 2160p 60 FPS. And this is harder than, because again, this is where the modem and the screen are working the hardest. And this is where sometimes you see a lot of buffering. It's very challenging for these devices. So we should see after 1 hour, performance mode being on, 56% battery, temperature reading of 36.9 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss, and then performance mode being off, 58% battery, 36.2 degrees Celsius, minus 13% battery loss. Again, still within the margins of error when it comes to percentage difference and comparison. Now, we're moving over to YouTube Music, an hour of what is arguably one of my favorite rap albums of all time, The College Dropout, and it's this situation here where it's like, okay, 4 hours in, getting into the 5th hour, like, you know, we're pretty much thinking, it looks like Honor's really optimized it very well, how it manages performance mode being on and off. Is it a placebo or is it just well optimized? Let's see how it is compared to the other phones that we're gonna be doing these on when it comes to performance mode being on or off. So after 1 hour of YouTube Music, it's 46% battery, 34.4 degrees Celsius, minus 9% battery loss with performance mode being on, and with performance mode being off is 48% battery, 33.2 degrees Celsius, minus 10% battery loss. Bruh. Performance mode on in this particular round had a much more efficient run with only a loss of 9% battery. Now we're moving into Twitter with Twitter Spaces or X Spaces. Is it Twitter or X? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you refuse to call it X, or are we still the Twitter squad when it comes to it? Definitely go follow us there. Lover of Tech BA. Now, performance mode being on, if you're seeing it gapping in real time, you're paying attention to the magnification, this is going to be a very, very interesting place before we get to the camera section, and then hopefully it makes it into gaming. Those are the where things really get intense and get a bit crazy. Now, we're looking at things here after 1 hour of X Spaces, Twitter Spaces. Where are we looking? Right now, performance mode being on is 37% battery, 35.3 degrees Celsius, minus 9% battery loss. And then with performance mode off, 38% battery, 34.6 degrees Celsius, minus 10% battery loss. The performance mode being on had a much more efficient run. It's still now neck and neck. This is crazy. This is like, I don't even know what to make of this. We're 6 hours deep into it, and we're moving over to what is probably the most intensive part of our battery drain test. 1 hour straight of 4K 60 video recording on a main wide camera sensor at the back. And these phones, I've noticed this, you need about 25% to 27% battery for any phone to make it through this section of 1 hour continuous recording on 4K 30 or 4K 60, depending on the mid-range or the high-end phones that support it. And in this particular situation, damn, they make it through. And when you get into this territory, for my testing and methodology, especially on mobile data, this is excellent and very, very good battery life. And after 1 hour of 4K 60 recording, 14% battery on both. And the temperature reading on the performance mode being on is 46.3 degrees Celsius, minus 23% battery loss. And the performance mode being off is 44.4 degrees Celsius, minus 24% battery loss. did I not tell you, you lot were in for a treat when it comes to how the performance mode on and off were gonna behave? Boy, let's start gaming. Now, any phone that gets into the gaming section when it comes to Asphalt 9, especially with all the graphics and alpha effects, and Asphalt 9 is probably my favorite mobile game, because I don't really mobile game that much, but if I do, it is Asphalt 9. I love cars, I'm a petrol head, and I love racing games and arcade types and racing sims. Now, we're getting into this. Let's see, they're both on 14%, yeah? Who's gonna actually die out first? Who's gonna die out first? Performance mode on or off? And anyone that's actually watched the previous battery drain test from before, oh, you would know. On 0%, the performance mode being off is the one that kicks at 7 hours, 46 minutes and 48 seconds, final temperature reading of 41.6 degrees Celsius. That's crazy. And if you know, the real ones know that 1% on the Honor Magic phones ain't really 1%. It's like secretly 2%, because when you get to 0, it still carries on. But what is going to be the gap between the performance mode being on versus off? How has this happened? This is crazy to me. All right, people, we're going to see in terms of the finishing time for the performance mode being off. We do finish this particular one at the 7-hour mark, 54 minutes and 45 seconds with a final temperature reading of 43.8 degrees Celsius in first place. What an absolute shock factor. On a Magic 6 Pro performance mode being on and off, you'll get better performance with the performance mode being on. Of course, maybe because of new software updates that have come to it, they've optimized it even more, but it's either is really well optimized or it's a placebo effect. Either way, Honor all round when it comes to battery performance this generation round with the Honor Magic 6 Pro, absolutely on point. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts were. Are you surprised as much as I was, or is that what you were expecting, or was it a case of expect the unexpected? That's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS Tech Lover Squad. You don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.